everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
And me, Banshee. And it's Mr. O's Goth Tarot.
Featuring Banshee.
I'm here.
That's right. It's the beginning of the month, so we pick a new shadow to work with.
Can you believe it's July already? Wow. It's crazy. And Mercury's retrograde.
All that may go into the mix.
We shall see, shall we?
All right, so we're picking a new shadow to work on, and we work exclusively with the Cries of the Soul's Oracle, which is a wonderful book for, anyway, the other way a little bit.
I'm sorry. Is that good?
That's good.
Just a little crooked. Cries of the Soul Oracle. And it is by Isabel Surf, illustrated by Daphna Sabani.
And we also work with the Shadow Work Tarot by Erethereal to supplement that. And basically, we're going to find out what it is that's haunting us this month and what are the things we can keep in mind as we try to absorb, integrate the shadow into the rest of our personality and persona.
I'll let you shuffle and cut.
So these are the dark shadows. What is haunting us this month?
All right, here we go. Wow. It's interesting, too, with a holiday coming up in the U.S., and I think Canada Day is possibly, the first today. So it is family loyalty. Whoops. Family loyalty. Wow. Interesting. All right, and there's an affirmation there that states, I am myself.
All right, so to get into this, we're going to read first from the wisdom section. It will kind of set the tone, tell us what's going on here with family loyalty.
Ooh, I'm almost there. There it is. So, the wisdom of this card. And it speaks again as if it were your shadow. I am a transgenerational memory, one that's been repeating itself over many generations within your family. For me, what you are and do are dictated by the experiences of the people who came before you. I may not consider your needs, dreams, passions as having any importance, especially if they diverge from family conventions. You do feel the desire to rebel sometimes, but I can't bear individuality or change. When I'm around, you may experience feelings of injustice, but what matters to me is perpetuating tradition. Wow.
This is a big wow.
It is a big wow.
It's a big wow because I think this is probably the first time we have dealt with a shadow that maybe is not internal to us, but really is sort of out there, and maybe it's a mindset or a thought form created by people around us, a collective in a way.
Well, it's really from our ancestral line. This shadow, there's a lot of pressure, each generation that comes forward, and I'm generalizing here, has a set pattern of behavior and expectations sometimes of family members going forward and how they behave in public, how they, you could look at a lot of different families and look at that. I'm sure in wealthy families this is true. There are expectations on how you need to behave and how you need to present yourself. This is very true for alternative communities, people who deviate from the spiritual traditions that have been carried down from their family line, or people who gender issues as well.
So
to name a few.
It covers so very much,
Yes.
and it really is kind of like family curses, you know, family wishes, family destinies, you know. It's
family pressures, because they pressure you to be something that you don't want to be. You know, let's say, for example, you've got a family that has generations of lawyers, but you don't want to be that lawyer. You don't want to take that tradition forward, but you feel this pressure growing up, you know, in particular, and that sits inside of you.
All right, so what else do we need to know? And so for that, we're going to read from the supplement section, and then we're going to draw a tarot.
Well, what you need to know about me, your shadow, when you have doubts about your life mission, my presence is salutary. Salutary? Salutary. I show you a well-beaten path, and all you have to do is repeat what your ancestors did, which brings you a level of comfort and security. There's no uncertainty, no unknown, no risk. You know exactly where you're going. When you try to release me, you become so focused on me that you exclude who you are and move away from your life path, which can be reassuring if you don't feel capable of taking it. And so that's the point here. It makes you doubt who you really want to be because you have this family tradition and pressure upon you to follow the plan. And so I love this card in a way, what it's saying here, you know, that they're showing you the simple way. Just follow along. Just be a good soldier. You know, I'm saying it that way, but hey, you can see how that kind of thing applies. Just be good. Just do what you're told. Just do what we expect of you.
So this is a shadow that enforces or seeks to enforce conformity at a very strict level that is basically only interpreted through a very narrow lens, you know, what is either at the top there or however that's interpreted. All right, so we're going to let you give it a shuffle, and then we're going to draw one card from there. And this also is something we need to know about family loyalties.
I'm sorry, you said give it a shuffle, and I gave it 3.
Oh, you know, I was colloquial there.
Here, let me cut by you so you can. All right. There you go, sir.
All right. So as I said, this is something else that we need to know.
It's the Lovers reversed.
Reversed. Maybe a little higher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There, the Lovers reversed. And do you want it here, or do you want it further?
Next to it's fine.
Okay.
And we build around it.
All right. Well, what else do you need to know is that it's informing the choices you make in your life, and they may not be the right choices for you. You're going against what you feel in your heart, what you really want yourself to be. You're feeling conflicted. You also don't want to hurt your family or look disloyal to your family. These are very difficult choices to make. I mean, if you love what your family does, if you're all in, so be it. But so many people, you know, feel stifled by this idea that they have to follow family tradition.
And we could take this literally too and say that, you know, this could be, you know, systems of government over family where literally they dictate who you can, you know, enjoy as a possible companion. But more likely the broader meaning is really applicable, and it's the idea that you can't even vet your own choices, perhaps, that you have to really run those by them for approval, because it's all too clear that you may make the wrong choice. And so it's sort of already like they put that upon you that, you know, only they can guide you in a way.
All right. What's
All right.
next, Mr.?
So next is that was the dark whispers, by the way. This is the dark drama. How others or outside events may be inadvertently triggering all this. And so for that, we just do a card.
I'll shuffle first, and you
We
can...
don't shuffle.
Oh, we don't shuffle.
Yeah, we just
I
shuffle.
forgot.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
So I thought
We
you were
just
gonna
go
draw
in
that.
order. That's right.
All right, so this is the dark drama. Outside or other events, how they might inadvertently trigger.
It's the world upright. Well, I think how things could trigger you is you see so many people happy and successful doing and being who they want to be, doing what they want to do, maybe doing the things even that you want to do. Perhaps you're hiding your true sexuality feelings, and you see others around you celebrating them, and you feel you can't do that. Or, you feel like you want to be that, but, you pay a price for being there. Maybe some of you out there, of course, the rebels among, these family traditionists here, the rebels who rebel against this may be successful, but they lose their family connection by doing so.
Metaphorically, it's kind of like you're watching the rest of the world keep turning, keep going around, and yet you realize you're kind of stuck waiting for the approval or the go-ahead to maybe do similar things or maybe do things that still are going to be limiting to you. You see the rest of the world moving, growing, doing what it's supposed to do, and you're triggered because you can't really engage in the same way.
So even if you win, you lose in a way because you lose something in your life. And some people are perfectly willing to abandon their roots and their family. Others, feel torn by that, very, very torn by that.
All right, so now we'll move on to the dark truth, and that is what it is that you must accept here about all of this. So we will read from the warning section of the Cries of the Soul Oracle, and then draw another tarot.
You can tame my presence by focusing on yourself, determining who you are and what you want. Explore your passions and build your own reference framework. You don't owe anyone anything. You're allowed to be original and build a way forward, even if that path is unknown to your family. Assert yourself and dare to show your identity and creativity to the world, because the more you do so, the more you will diminish my power over you and future generations. Live your own life and set aside the codes that do not work for you.
And that's obviously going to be a process. It's not going to work overnight on you. You'll always have to kind of keep it in mind and keep reminding yourself of this.
100%. This is just saying that you have to. I want to get something from here again. You really have to. You have to stand up for yourself and who you are. That's the only way to diminish this and say no. Say, I love you. I understand where people have come from, but this is where I'm coming from now. This is me, and make that and make them understand that you're not abandoning them. You're living your life.
For some people, this may be easier than some of the other shadow work we've done, where it's mostly you having to look into the mirror and tell yourself, to get with the program. Now, this is a little bit different. You might have to really stand up to other people in a way. I say that forcefully, but really, it's just about really being able to be brave enough, to stand up for yourself.
Right. I agree.
Alrighty. So we will also draw a card from this tarot, and that is too also part of that truth you must accept.
Okay. And it is the Six of Wands. Boy, it's really interesting to hear that we've had some successful cards, associated with this. And this is the Six of Wands.
Also the Dark Truth.
Upright.
Nice.
Here or up above?
Down below is fine.
Okay. So the Dark Truth again is what you must accept. What you must accept is sometimes, you will have supporters out there and you will have people who do not support you. And you need to ride to victory anyway. This is a victory for you and who you are. And some will support you and some won't. And you're going to have to learn, I feel the Dark Truth is you're going to have to learn to live with that.
I mostly feel this is you on your own too, in a way too, that by taking the path of, doing what's right for you, you are, maybe accomplishing a lonely victory. There may be others who will share in that, but, by and large, you will have to make it clear where you actually stand with this. And maybe it's possible too that others will come along and realize, that you're breaking this, loyalty pattern for everyone.
You will find friends and connections that will support you on your journey, that maybe have had their own similar journeys. You will find family that will also be sympathetic in their own way for you. Maybe some of them have always secretively wanted to break away in some way themselves. So, the Six of Wands upright does show generally that there is support out there for you, but you may have to, give up some very important connections here in the process of liberating yourself.
All right. So now we're going to move on to the Dark Gift. And the Dark Gift is that hidden ability or power, resource, and aspect of yourself. And it can help you cope with what this haunting is this month. And we only draw a card from the tarot. So here we go with that. And it's the Four of Wands.
Don't you just think this is crazy?
I know, it is a bit.
It is.
Yeah.
It's highly positive. And so, again, and I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by just what we're pulling here.
Oh, it's the Dark Gift, your hidden abilities.
Your hidden abilities. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. It is the Four of Wands. You know what your hidden ability is? You can build a life for yourself. You can be yourself and stand up for yourself. That's the first step in building a foundation for the life you want to lead.
It's almost like really working through this shadow may be easier for some of us in some regards. But I do find this to be a positive note that your Dark Gift is kind of saying you've always had this ability to do this in a way, and now will be the opportunity really, you have no reason not to realize that what you are capable of building to or sustaining, is achievable. And you don't necessarily have to break the conventions of the conformity, but you are kind of taking a stand in a way.
Now, I understand in some families where, say, abuse is a factor as well, or some cruelty associated with this, that it's harder for some of you to break away. I get that. But at some point, you are going to have to be doing the adulting here and moving forward. Can't always wait for parents or grandparents or whoever's holding you back to pass away. And I hate to say it that way, but you really do have to work on this, and if you want it bad enough. So, and I understand it's not always an easy thing. I think in my life, I had to do some hiding of my changes in my religious traditions early on from my family, but I was able to finally, get over that and let them know, ease into it. So however you do it, you need to start doing it.
So finally then, and I'm glad we kind of worked through this. This was pretty good to work through. I think it'll be a good basis for work for the month, of course.
Yeah.
But we are working through the dark destiny or the dark light marriage, integrating that shadow and light. And so we're going to read finally from the moving forward section of the Cries of the Soul, and then we'll pull one last tarot card.
To create a different relationship with me, you need to build a new relationship with yourself. List everything you find wonderful about yourself and your abilities and dreams and who you are, and then attach pictures or drawings that represent those things on a vision board. Find the strength inside of you as you build the board. Think about the action steps you can implement to bring to life everything you want to experience, and commit to focusing all your energy on each one. The more you use your inner motivation to focus on your projects, the more you'll extinguish my energy. And so my thought here is too, that even this idea of starting your day looking in the mirror at yourself and saying this affirmation, in a sense that came with it, I am myself. And maybe even saying, I am going to be myself today. Because you don't want to be something that somebody else wants you to be. You want to be you, true, authentic you.
And a lot of times, people just fall into these patterns because it just seems like it's a tradition. The wives of a certain family have always done blah, blah, blah. Or the children of a certain family have always been blah, blah, blah.
They've always gotten married in a church, blah, blah, blah. Right? I mean, all kinds of things. They always worked in particular professions, or, believe that boys should be boys and girls should be girls, and that sort of thing.
So it's really coming to terms with how you set your own boundaries for that. You can, give a nod to the tradition, but you can also stake out your own claim. So we're going to give us one final card about how we are integrating, or we can integrate, shadow and light here.
And it's reversed.
It's the reverse Two of Cups.
Oh.
And it could be saying that sometimes you do have to go. You do have to take the high road.
We spoke about this. Oh gosh, it's the Two of Cups. Let me get it down there. Two of Cups reversed. And I have to say that, if you love someone, sometimes you have to let them go. You have to let them go with love. And, don't hate your family for who they are and their expectations. I mean, you can absolutely dislike and reject them trying to force it upon you. But the thing is, don't hold against them what they are. This is what they believe. This is what they want. It's not right of them to try to force it on everybody. And so you may have to make some serious breaks with people here and be willing to say goodbye. And also I have to say here, as an inner-outer integration thing, you and your inner self have got to be on the same page with this, right? You have to be in harmony on this.
So it's possible in the subsequent weeks we will see how this plays out for us a little bit. We'll be doing some updates, and maybe some other factors will show up that maybe will support this. And it was kind of a loop there at the end there, because I sort of felt we were definitely moving into one direction.
We are.
But I think it was just always going to be a fait accompli that, not everybody is going to be able to move exactly the way you are. And it's important for you to maintain your own autonomy here. That's what this shadow, I think, is really about, is you having personal autonomy in the midst of, this shadow.
Look, I understand there may always be resentments by your family. There may always be even nasty things that happen. Some people, they try to get committed or, whatever, especially if you are underage, you need to seek help from outside sources if that's the case. And we're really speaking to adults here mostly. So I want to say you are an adult and you're right to make these decisions, but recognize they may withhold an inheritance from you. They may do other mean-spirited things towards you. And if you love yourself and you love the path you're on and you're committed to it, have to do what you have to do.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining me on this episode.
Very deep reading, Mr. O.
I know. Wow. And I hope we like the new layout there.
Yeah.
It's a little wonky getting used to, but I think it affords a better view.
Oh, it's a better view, but I'm sorry if I don't hold the cards upright enough.
Well, we can still work on that and figure it out.
We can still work on me.
There might be something else we can do.
Anyway, thanks everybody for, appreciating my being here with Mr. O. And join him for the upcoming shows and the follow-up on this reading plus more.
And it's family loyalty.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.